Imagine a young woman barely in her 20s standing before a kingdom on the brink. A kingdom ravaged by war, disease, and the crushing weight of colonialism. A kingdom desperate for hope. Her name was Kimpa Vita, and she claimed to be possessed by St. Anthony himself. She preached a new vision of Christianity, one rooted in African soil, but her message would brand her as a heretic, a rebel, and ultimately, a forgotten prophet. This is the story of Kimpa Vita, a leader, a visionary, and a mystery. A figure whose life and legacy continue to be debated centuries later. Join us as we delve into the fascinating and often tragic story of the woman who shook the Kingdom of Congo to its core. To understand Kimpa Vita, we need to understand the world she inhabited. We're talking about the Kingdom of Congo in the late 17th and early 18th centuries. This wasn't some isolated tribal society. Congo was a powerful, sophisticated kingdom with centuries of history and complex social structures. It had embraced Christianity as its official religion, forging close ties with Portugal and the Vatican. But by the time Kimpa Vita emerged, the kingdom was crumbling. Decades of civil war, fueled by the slave trade and Portuguese interference, had left it fractured and vulnerable. The Congo kings, once powerful and respected, were now little more than puppets in the hands of European powers. Disease, particularly outbreaks of smallpox, ravaged the population. And the traditional Congo religious beliefs, once deeply ingrained, were struggling to coexist with the imported European Christianity. It was in this context of immense suffering and societal breakdown that Kimpa Vita stepped onto the stage, a stage already set for dramatic change. Kimpa Vita was born around 1684 near Mount Kibangu, a region of spiritual significance in Congo tradition. Her birth name was likely Vita Nkanga. We don't know much about her early life, but we know she was a member of the Congo nobility, which suggests she received some level of education and was familiar with both Congo customs and Christian teachings. Before her emergence as a prophet, Kimpa Vita was known to be involved in traditional Congo religious practices, particularly those focused on ancestral veneration. These practices, while often suppressed by the Catholic Church, remained a vital part of Congo culture. Around 1704, at the age of roughly 20, Kimpa Vita fell ill. She claimed that during this illness she died and was possessed by St. Anthony of Padua, one of the most popular saints in the Catholic Church. Upon her resurrection, she declared herself to be Donna Beatrice, St. Anthony's spokesperson on earth. The choice of St. Anthony was significant. He was known as a miracle worker and a protector of the poor and marginalized. By claiming to be possessed by him, Kimpa Vita immediately tapped into a powerful source of legitimacy and resonated with the suffering populace. But Kimpa Vita wasn't simply mimicking European Christianity. She was crafting a new, distinctly Congolese version of the faith. This new doctrine, known as Antonianism, challenged many of the core tenets of traditional Catholicism. Here are some of the key differences. Kimpa Vita taught that Jesus Christ, Mary, and St. Anthony were all black Africans born in the Kingdom of Congo. This was a radical departure from the European portrayal of these figures and resonated deeply with a population yearning for cultural affirmation. She declared that Congo was the true Holy Land, the birthplace of Christianity. This shifted the focus of religious pilgrimage and reverence away from Europe and towards Congo itself. Kimpa Vita condemned the European missionaries, accusing them of corruption and exploitation. She called for a return to a simpler, more authentic form of Christianity, free from European influence. She reinterpreted traditional Catholic sacraments like baptism and communion, giving them a more African context. Kimpa Vita claimed to receive direct revelations from God through St. Anthony. This bypassed the traditional authority of the church hierarchy and empowered her to speak directly to the people. The Antonian doctrine wasn't just a theological exercise, it was a powerful call for political and social reform. It offered hope to a people who felt abandoned and marginalized. Kimpa Vita's message spread like wildfire. Thousands of people flocked to hear her preach, drawn by her charisma, her powerful oratory, and her promise of a better future. The Antonian movement quickly gained momentum, becoming a major force in the Kingdom of Congo. The established authorities, both the Congolese kings and the Portuguese missionaries, saw Kimpa Vita as a direct threat to their power. They accused her of heresy, rebellion, and witchcraft. They condemned her teachings as dangerous and blasphemous. The Antonian movement further complicated the already volatile political landscape of the Kingdom of Congo. Some Congo nobles saw it as a way to unite the kingdom and drive out the Portuguese. Others feared its radical message and its potential to destabilize the existing order. The Portuguese, meanwhile, saw it as a threat to their economic and political dominance in the region. One of the most significant actions of the Antonian movement was the reconquest of Mbanza, Congo, the abandoned capital of the kingdom. Decades of civil war had forced the kings to relocate their court. Kimpa Vita declared that the city would be rebuilt and restored to its former glory, becoming a symbol of a unified and revitalized Congo. The success of the Antonian movement couldn't last forever. In 1706, Kimpa Vita was captured by forces loyal to King Pedro IV, one of the rival claimants to the Congo throne. She was accused of heresy and rebellion and brought before a council of judges, including Capuchin monks. But Kimpa Vita's death did not extinguish the Antonian movement. Instead, it transformed her into a martyr and solidified her status as a symbol of resistance. Her followers continued to preach her message, often in secret, and the movement continued to exert influence in the Kingdom of Congo for several years. The Antonian movement eventually faded away, but Kimpa Vita's legacy endures. She is remembered as a symbol of resistance against colonialism, a champion of African identity, and a pioneer of religious syncretism, the blending of different religious traditions. Despite the extensive research that has been done on Kimpa Vita, many questions remain unanswered. What were her true motivations? Was she a genuine prophet, a political opportunist, or something in between? How did she manage to attract such a large following in such a short period of time? One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding Kimpa Vita is the extent to which her teachings were influenced by traditional Congo religious beliefs. While she claimed to be a Christian, her message often incorporated elements of Congo spirituality, such as ancestral veneration and the belief in the power of sacred places. Explore the connection between Congo traditions and Kimpa Vita's teachings. Reconstructing Kimpa Vita's story is challenging due to the limited and often biased sources available. Most of the accounts of her life were written by her enemies, Portuguese missionaries and Congo nobles who sought to discredit her. These sources often portray her as a heretic, a madwoman, or a tool of the devil. It's important to be aware of these biases when interpreting Kimpa Vita's story. We need to read between the lines, consider alternative perspectives, and look for evidence that supports or contradicts the dominant narrative. Some historians argue that Kimpa Vita was primarily a political leader who used religion as a tool to mobilize support and challenge the existing power structure. Others believe she was a genuine religious visionary who sincerely believed she was possessed by St. Anthony. Still others suggest that she was a combination of both. A charismatic leader who was deeply committed to her religious beliefs, but also aware of the political implications of her message. Kimpa Vita's story continues to be relevant today. Her struggle against colonialism and her fight for cultural affirmation resonate with people around the world who are fighting for social justice and equality. Her story reminds us of the importance of challenging oppressive systems, celebrating our cultural heritage, and embracing diversity. She teaches us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, it is possible to stand up for what we believe in and to fight for a better world. By remembering Kimpa Vita, we can learn valuable lessons about the past and gain inspiration for the future. Her story reminds us that history is not just a collection of facts and dates, but a living narrative that shapes our present and influences our future. Kimpa Vita's story is a complex and multifaceted one, full of contradictions and ambiguities. She was a prophet, a rebel, a martyr, and a mystery. Her life and legacy continue to be debated and reinterpreted centuries later. But one thing is certain, Kimpa Vita was a force to be reckoned with. She challenged the colonial order, inspired thousands of followers, and left an indelible mark on the history of the Kingdom of Congo. The forgotten prophet of Africa may be gone, but her story lives on, reminding us of the power of faith, resistance, and the enduring human spirit. What do you think about Kimpa Vita? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories from history.